540 ESPN.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks. You see, KYJ, things have changed just a little bit since the last time you were here.
I think you should see your oculars. Nothing wrong with my feet. I'm talking about your eyes.
I can even make my ass do tricks. Watch this.
You have any idea where you are? You're in the jungle, baby. This is WCW. That's right. Hold on.
For over 10 years, the world's #1 source for professional wrestling news and information. And once again, here's your hosts, Damian Nelson, Frank Cosentino, and the man they call Meathead. This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report. We are live Monday night, July 12, 2010. Damian Nelson here along with the Skull Crusher, Rashi Brown of Ring of Honor Wrestling, David Octavius the Tiberius Hero, and the Cause, Frank Cosentino. And what a show we have for you tonight. A lot to talk about. Last night's TNA Victory Road on pay-per-view. David, I understand you have a lot to say about that one. And also a preview of this Sunday's WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, along with the headlining main event of this evening, which is our special guest, scheduled to appear later on in the second hour. ODB speaks out for the first time since her release from TNA Wrestling. We're also going to talk about WWE Raw from tonight, where Cena may not be as super as he has been in past weeks up against the Nexus 7. And you can join the conversation. We're going to be entering the phone zone at the bottom of this hour. The number, 276-ESPN, 276-3776, or all over the world at 1-800-990-3776. We're also on Twitter. Our Twitter name is PWR Show. You can follow us on Twitter and send us your feedback on shows as they happen, including the feedback that we've gotten from tonight's Raw as Gabriel gets the pin on John Cena.
The guy from Sledgehammer?
On Monday Night Raw tonight as Nexus stands victorious.
There you go. See?
Vintage Fish.
See, that's why he gets paid the big bills.
A couple of comments from our Twitter account. As we said, PWR Show is our name on Twitter. Mixed Martial Art says, week by week, minute by minute, second by second, the Nexus becomes more and more of a cartoony farce.
Well, this is a little bit different with Cena with a chair.
Eddie Winslow says,
that's not very PG, is it?
Seeing Cena wrestle these guys makes me wish Daniel Bryan was still there, even more than before.
We're going to see Sheamus here any minute now.
Speaking of Sheamus, Harrison101 on our Twitter account said, looks like Sheamus did a runner, along with his credibility.
Gone.
He did hightail it out of there.
I wasn't a big fan of that, just so you know.
Sheamus running away? Your
Yeah,
boy?
that was horrible.
Your boy Sheamus there. John Cena now standing tall in the ring with a steel chair. You know, wait a minute.
And the Crimson Mask.
QDX.
Yeah.
John Cena is
Send
bleeding.
someone down with the towel.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, right now live on the USA Network. John Cena busted open, bleeding in the ring, and there are no gloves on the
dropped his chair.
and no towel cleaning him up. Sheamus is a little confused as he comes out to save John Cena and maybe take his place so they can clean up the blood. They have to. I will say this about Raw so far tonight. They have done a tremendous job in building Money in the Bank for this Sunday night.
You think so?
Over the course of the night, we saw every participant in Money in the Bank
including Mark Henry.
Involved in something, and it ends, as you were probably about to say, Frank, with that close-up of John Cena's bloody face.
Well, that not only that, with Sheamus coming with the save, at least the TV audience sees that now.
Rashi,
the live audience may see something.
Do you remember that song, Don't Believe the Hype? Ooh.
Of course.
I don't know if Frank's ever heard it. Just saying. But before we talk about WWE Raw, I want to talk about TNA's pay-per-view effort last night.
Thank you.
TNA Victory Road on pay-per-view, headlined and main evented by a World Championship matchup involving RVD Abyss, Jeff Hardy, and Mr. Anderson. We would see RVD retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship last night.
Terrible.
And pinning Mr. Anderson.
No. First of all, let's get one thing straight. 900 pounds of beef had to pin Mr. Anderson.
All I did was report.
No,
what
but
happened?
You're just trying to twist things already.
How am I twisting it, Frank?
Because.
Is that or is that not what happened? What had happened?
On paper, that's what it says.
What do you mean on paper?
Yeah,
on
see,
the
thank
TV
you, Frank.
screen, it said it as well.
No, he was stuck under the Abyss. He was stuck under Jeff Hardy.
For the 5-star frog splash.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For the pin, he was stuck under nobody.
Well, terrible show.
Terrible?
Terrible. I wasn't
Terrible.
pleased. Yeah, I didn't like anything about it.
Why? Just because you only were able to pick 2 of the matches accurately?
Yeah, you know what? Well, hold on a second. I got to explain that first.
Oh,
no,
ladies and gentlemen,
David, I got a phone
Bill
call.
O'Reilly has that new spin cycle. No
I
spin
got
zone.
a phone call from Frank's Uncle Vinny, and he told me that Vegas has lost too much money with people taking my picks, and I had to, try to switch some things around.
All we know is you spoke.
How'd you get his number?
Listen.
And you spoke wrongly.
Listen, but the one match I guaranteyed, though,
which one did you guarantee?
The one where Pope wasn't pimping, Pope was tapping.
Oh, come on, man. Stop.
What do you mean stop?
Can you ever admit that you're wrong, David Hero?
I have. Just never on this show.
You can cleanse yourself tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, you need to do that.
The conversation is flowing
pal.
in the chatmosphere at pwrshow.com. We'll be going to some of those comments later on. What's wrong? Why are you so bitter today?
You know what it is? It's because I watched the pay-per-view last night.
TNA Victory Road.
And they screwed the whole thing up. They
what
really
would
did.
David Hero have booked?
They could have done things so much better where it could have meant so much more.
Let's do it after each match. You tell us how it should have gone as we go match by match and run down the show.
Some matches I really could care less how they went, but there's a few that they could have actually done something special with. I'm just saying.
And you could sit in the armchair over here when you
be the quarterback?
Rebook it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They need to listen more often. They need to listen to their fan base.
They?
Yeah,
they. You're they.
Who is they?
Are you they?
We talked about they a few weeks ago, and it looks like that's coming true.
The Ultimate X match was the opening matchup at TNA's Victory Road pay-per-view last night. Kendrick versus Williams. Taz tells us as Kendrick is on his way to the ring that he wants to win this match via submission. That would not be the case, as actually Doug Williams wins it via submission.
How many times have we seen guys fall off that cable?
Just about every match.
Okay. And
not last night.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just
that
before
was
the finish.
Yeah,
just before the finish.
How many times have the guys, when they've fallen, have been knocked out?
Maybe he's afraid of heights, remember?
No, we're talking about Kendrick. Yeah. Dumb. Seriously. Smack a guy in the head with a chair 10 times and he kicks up, but he falls off the X thing and you can pin him? No, didn't even pin him, knocked him unconscious.
He gave up. He tapped out.
Stupid. But that's not even a submission when you drop the arm 3 times. Is that a submission?
No.
Okay.
Is that a count out?
It's a knockout.
But just remember what Taz said, though. These guys are crazy. They're crazy.
You know what? Comparatively speaking to Ultimate X matches of the past, this was nothing. The structure may not have been
It was terrible. It didn't make any sense.
It was uneven.
I didn't care for it.
Kaz, your thoughts?
It was uneven. That match was uneven.
How so? Because Doug is afraid of heights?
Well, yeah. There was one thing that was bothering me was Taz. He comes out and says, these 2 guys are crazy. Well, what's crazy about Kendrick? Nothing.
Well,
nothing. The build-up there, it bothered me. It wasn't a horrible match, I'm not going to say, but it was uneven. It didn't kick off a way Victory Road should have.
Next matchup was a 3-way match between Brother Ray, Brother Devon, and Jesse Neal. Brother Ray enters, Jesse Neal enters. Devon is shown locked in his locker room for 5 seconds longer
Did
than
you
they should
notice
have shown.
that door opened inward?
Yeah, that's why there was a stick in the handle.
But the way it was set up, he still could have opened it.
Well, he did eventually. Because he came down and made the save at the end of the match.
Dumb.
I did not realize you took the bitter pills tonight.
You know what? I'm not pleased. Because I was really hoping for something
Because you were
special.
really wrong? 2 out of 9.
What does that do to your overall stats?
It doesn't make a difference.
Oh, of course it does.
Because
If you were 9 out of 9, it would make all the difference in the world.
Because those were for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, you did?
I did preface
of course.
that.
Do you get refunds for your shirts?
No, all sales are final.
You know, Dave, even Jimmy the Greek had an off week.
Yes, thank you, Fish.
Oh,
What about
God.
Frank's Uncle
Hero
Vinny?
the Greek, I like it.
Who was the guy here last week?
Frank's Uncle Vinny?
No, it wasn't Fish. I liked him.
Wow.
You
Fish
can-
is vintage.
No, Fish is the man, dude.
Wow.
He's the hookup.
You know, Rashi, are you doing your best Ray Charles impression, or what's with the sunglasses on in the studio?
Wait a minute. You're pulling the veil back, Fish.
See,
You're pulling the veil back.
You weren't here last
That's
week.
our next shirt. Next matchup was...
Stop it.
It's good seeing you, Hollywood.
Well, hey, you know what my question is?
What's your question, David?
How come ECW guys only come down during a Bubba Ray match?
Well, because there's
I
some
think
kind of connection.
ECW, I think of RVD. They should have came down for his match.
You think ECW, you think RVD.
Yeah, I don't think Bubba Ray.
You maybe won a few.
Oh. Let's
Wait
ask your
a-
Chapman
huh?
here. Yeah,
Stop. You
the
don't
face
mean
of
that.
ECW was RVD and Taz.
Taz?
Yeah.
Taz?
Absolutely.
No, Mike Awesome was the face of ECW.
Okay, next match.
Hey.
Hey, just so you know, Devon got paid big money for 30 seconds last night. Talk about a waste of a match.
The Knockouts Championship on the line as Madison Rayne took on Angelina Love. We learned on Impact last week that if Angelina Love did not win, she would retire. Well, Angelina Love did indeed recapture the TNA Knockouts Championship
And how?
after a run-in,
No,
actually
a bike-in.
a bike-in by an unnamed and unidentified female motorcyclist dressed in leather and a helmet.
Ooh.
The disqualification goes to Madison Rayne.
Another stupid finish.
Angelina Love wins, and then Madison Rayne rides out with this person who caused her to lose the title.
They're saying it could be Tara, that she came back.
Mm-hmm.
But wow. I've never seen someone ride a motorcycle to ringside. Not even, did she even touch Angelina Love?
No.
I don't remember. That's how unenthused I was about the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, old Jed the
DOA rode
Millionaire.
motorcycles. The Undertaker rode motorcycles. That was he rode motorcycles.
different. Okay?
Keep rolling.
You don't like girls on bikes?
But,
I love girls on bikes. That's great.
Damien.
Frosty.
Motorcycles.
Vroom, vroom.
Exactly. They're recycled.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next match.
I'm saying the same people that are booking this stuff were booking that stuff. So, you know what I mean?
This, that, and the other thing.
Exactly. And everything in between.
Next matchup, AJ Styles teamed with Kaz to take on a mystery team.
Wow.
The mystery team would be revealed
You know what?
as...
Hold on a second. People were racking their brains all week.
Now,
Who's the mystery team going to be?
No, let's give credit
the
where credit was
Rougeaus?
due. It was not made a big deal
Is
of...
Demolition coming in?
Is this
The
not big?
Rougeaus.
The Killer
Really?
Bees? You know?
Oh, my
Samoa
Lord.
Joe has been brought down to a
Wow.
different level.
Man.
When they brought out Rob Terry and Samoa Joe,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, is this a cruel joke
Did you hear
or
that
what?
noise, though, when that happened?
Yeah,
It
it
sounded
was
a little bit
everyone
like a
groaning. You know? It's like, I'm watching something and wow, who did Samoa Joe tee
Make
off?
angry.
Upset
Yeah.
somebody.
But Samoa Joe and AJ Styles stole that matchup.
Well, yeah.
They put on great
It
matches
actually
in the
wasn't a
past,
bad match.
but It wasn't.
No. And Rob Terry actually did a fine job
He did.
for as limited as he is.
He did. Well, he was shielded quite a bit.
But you know what the thing is? What was cool is that,
What was cool?
Joe, AJ, and Kaz are actually three of the tighter friends in TNA. So you know that those three guys were going to work hard together to make sure all three of them look good. But then you throw in, Lou Ferrigno's kid, and it's like, wow, what the hell's going on here?
Don't get mad. Where does Desmond Wolfe fit into this whole thing? Because he made the run-in at the end of the match and seemingly tried to align himself with both teams. Now, David Hero, you said going into this pay-per-view that this was an opportunity for TNA, and now sitting here, I believe your thought is they failed completely on that opportunity.
Yeah, they did, because they had a chance, and we'll go over the other matches, when you bring them up. They had a chance to make Fortune something good, something strong.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, this is smart. They're going to get Kaz and AJ over, which as a tag team, I think they're great. I think that they play off each other very well.
Very similar styles.
You know, but I would consider Kaz and AJ as good of a team as Beer Money or the Machine Guns. That I think that they can, that they can do a great job and that they could get a whole lot of steam behind them. So when they won, I think, okay, there's the first two guys of Fortune. Now I'm looking forward to seeing how Fortune's going to come together. And boy, talk about dropping the ball and kicking out of bounds.
Momentum. You're right. You're building up
big mistake.
This
huge
new foursome possibly, and that's another part of it being uneven for the evening.
It kind of feels like they give somebody a project, which would be like, you guys have this Ric Flair angle, and then they don't let them carry it out, and they pass it off to someone, right before the fruition, and then they ruin it because it wasn't their vision. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like
this Thursday night on Impact, and
they go forward, and then they go like 4 steps backwards, and it's like
Paula Abdul must be booking
worse. Yeah.
This Thursday, you're going to hear a TNA superstar who was formerly in WCW talk about things such as who was driving the Hummer. Just saying. To your point, Rashi, about angles that don't seem to go anywhere, and you just sort of drop them and think people forget.
That's a long time ago, Mr. Nelson.
Wow. I'm just telling you, that's what happened.
That was April Fool's, remember?
That's
when the Pope kidnapped me, or was that what you're talking about?
No, that was a black Hummer.
Oh, okay. Big difference. Huge.
I think it had a kitchen in it, too. The winners of that matchup were AJ Styles and Kaz.
Evil.
A steel cage matchup.
Wow.
Hernandez versus Matt Morgan.
This match made no sense. Another example.
Man, you're hating every single one.
I hated everything I got wrong yesterday. Hey. Yeah. I mean, you guys saw it.
Yeah.
This wasn't.
Why does a guy climb to the top of the cage and just sit there and smile?
Get out. He's cocky.
First of all, a 7-foot guy does not climb over the top of the cage. He goes through the door. No reason for it.
That's true. Now, would you have rather seen Hernandez climb out of the top of the cage instead of going through the door?
I would have laughed, yeah. That would have been funny to me. But, he climbs to the top of the cage and jumps off. Why wouldn't Morgan then walk out of the cage?
I know. Hold on, man.
Because it's not in the script.
These are things that are taught to us, like, by those guys there. I mean, literally there. And they tell them to do that when it's, crunch time. It defies all logic once again, but you can't do anything about it but do what you're told.
Yeah, the guy's unconscious. I'm going to climb over the cage to get out instead of through the door.
As stupid as it is that he didn't climb out, he was probably told to do that.
Oh, yeah. No question. Matt Morgan, a Fortune guy, losing, steam lost.
How about Hernandez missing a couple of spots in that matchup? Went for the border toss.
He's trying to border toss.
So well.
Okay, first of all, Hernandez is as tall as Taz. Okay?
No, he's not.
A little bit taller.
He's about 5'8".
Okay.
You'd be surprised how short he is.
Why is he trying to border toss Matt Morgan?
Well, why not?
Why? It defies all logic.
How about the powerbomb? He couldn't quite execute that as well either.
Because he doesn't have the leverage.
He does not have the leverage.
Is it a center of gravity issue?
Just a little bit. He comes to Morgan's navel.
It's height, weight, distribution, and logic.
There's no logic in that pay-per-view at all yesterday.
Ty1822 on our Twitter account says, Victory Road was a solid show.
Okay. Ooh. Ty's got issues. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to be the hater this week.
I think so.
But here's the thing.
Mr. Impact in the Champions says, who gave Hero the haterade?
But here's the thing. I'm just being real.
Hold on, man.
Okay?
That's my line.
Wait, that's my line. That's my line.
But here's the thing. It's like I ordered a pay-per-view because I want to see things progress. And honestly, they took a whole lot of steps backwards yesterday.
This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN, streaming live at ESPNMilwaukee.com and PWRshow.com. We're live Monday night, July 12th, 2010. We got to get that board checked out. That wasn't the right music I thought we were coming back with.
How can you not like Edge?
Well, I'm just wondering if these windows here in the studio would double as a digital mirror.
Stop it.
Could be done.
Wow.
I'm just wondering.
You know what? We're not talking about the four-letter word right now.
Well, we're getting ready to in about a minute.
Yeah.
Ric Flair versus Jay Lethal is the next matchup from last night's TNA Victory Road pay-per-view that we're going to discuss. But first, a couple of comments from the Chatmosphere during the timeout. The Chatmosphere is where you can continue the conversation about the show at pwrshow.com. Russell Cage 85 says there was only 3 to 4 matches that I liked on the pay-per-view. I think they needed to put the title on Anderson because he was over big time with the crowd last night. Bobby Boucher says the pay-per-view could have been worse. David Arquette could have won the title.
Would have been better.
Really?
Come on, people.
They made you.
David Arquette. Brutal.
Listen.
Ric Flair cut the promo before the matchup, and it was the line of the night. He says to Jay Lethal that he's going to go home and cry to his mother, and he's going to have to ask his mother to breastfeed him back to health.
You liked that, didn't you?
That was hilarious.
You sick freak.
Well, Flair said it. I just
Jay
liked
Lethal's
it.
a grown man.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Doesn't need that kind of stuff. Sick.
Flair also saying that
Damien
he, if not for him, pro wrestling would not be pro wrestling. Pretty bold statement.
You know, they
there.
dropped the ball in this match, too.
Jay Lethal wins the matchup with the figure 4 leg lock after showing Ric Flair's buttocks to the world.
Yeah.
Vintage Flair. What I liked most about this matchup was when Jay Lethal started going Ric Flair on Ric Flair in the matchup. To me, it made sense. It made perfect sense for Jay Lethal to win the match of his life.
No.
The dream match. if
Not
you
yet.
will.
yes.
No.
Not yet. Now, wait a minute, though. I asked you weeks ago if this was the right time for this match, and you said it was.
That was before they were going to start with Fortune. It's a big difference.
No.
Here,
He could
let
have
me
got the
explain
win,
it.
and they could have got their heat back after. he
Ladies
got
and
the
gentlemen,
win.
another episode now of what would happen if David Hero booked Victory Road.
What I would have done.
It wouldn't be, yeah.
No, no,
I
just
was
hear me
about
out.
to be funny, but whatever, go ahead.
What I would have done is have Jay Lethal wrestle Ric Flair as Ric Flair. Okay? Not as Jay Lethal on this pay-per-view.
Put a wig on him and stuff?
No, just let him come out there and do all the mannerisms and everything else, okay? And let Ric Flair beat his impersonator, okay? Ric Flair says, see, you may think you're me, but you can't beat me kind of thing. Then they build it up again for next month, where now it's Jay Lethal. And then Jay Lethal beats Ric Flair.
No.
Yeah. It would have meant so much more. They would have got another month out of it.
Well, or
now it's over with.
it could have
not
been
over
it could have
with.
been reversed, where 2 weeks ago that could have happened, and then at the pay-per-view, Jay Lethal.
They
beat Ric Flair.
even could have had the rematch.
It's not
on
over.
Impact.
How is it over with?
Because
Why?
now it means nothing if
Well, they're
Flair
gonna have
beats Lethal now.
It doesn't matter. They still have other things they can do.
Okay, they had 10,000 pay-per-view buys, let's say. Okay?
That's generous.
Okay, they could have had 850,000 people see him beat him live on Impact as Jay Lethal.
So what?
They could have got
But
more
wait,
mileage
okay,
out of it.
well,
On
should Ric
pay-
Flair be wrestling on Impact?
Yeah.
Sure. As the rematch?
No.
Have a
that's
little more
why you have
behind it?
pay-per-view. No.
Nah.
Well, Jay Lethal
And
after
here's
that
the oh, wait,
matchup-
hold on.
It's something
Here's
you
the part
won't
that
see
drove me
on-
nuts. If Ric Flair is starting to bring back Fortune, he should have won. The leader of Fortune should have won.
No.
Somebody
He's
in
not a
Fortune should have
wrestler.
won.
That's true.
All I know is Ric Flair needs to stay out of Orlando on his next pay-per-view.
Ric Flair needs to
He
stop
can't
wrestling,
win.
period. He needs to stop wrestling, period.
WrestleMania 25, Damien, in Orlando.
I'm with you.
For everything that he has done
But
in
it-
this sport, it's enough, Rick.
Four divorces,
Stop.
man. You got to make money somehow.
Doesn't need to be in the ring.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
After the matchup, Jay Lethal says, "Hey, Mom,
Yeah.
I did it."
Yeah. Way to go, Rocky.
I don't know if he was thirsty or not, but the next matchup was for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. A match that really, no matter what, was going to be a good match. I think it actually ended up being an excellent matchup. The Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money Incorporated. We saw shades of the main event 1988 with two Hebner referees in the ring, Brian and Earl. A double count-out, or double pinfall, rather, for the two teams. The match ends. JB announces that the match must restart, and then the Motor City Machine Guns get the win and their first TNA World Tag Team Championships. David Hero, what was wrong with that?
You know what? I like the Machine Guns. They deserve to be tag champs, but once again, I was hoping that the whole fortune thing was going to pan out.
If not for this fortune thing, maybe your picks would have been a little more accurate.
Completely different.
They would have called the pay-per-view fortune then.
Well, but see,
it's called
they had a
Victory Road.
chance. Okay, a guy like Kaz, who is now starting to get some steam behind him.
Yeah.
Okay, and AJ as a team, as a strong team. They could have established Matt Morgan, and they could have established Beer Money a little bit more. Okay, now these guys are a unit, and they won big matches. Now the stable means something. They all lost except for AJ and Kaz. So now, why would anyone or any group take them serious whatsoever?
They have work to do. But this is TNA right now. This
is why they make mistakes, because they don't think past the next week.
Good point.
Well, you will see a rematch between those two teams this Thursday night on Impact.
That was the match of the night for me, by the way.
Absolutely.
It was a great match.
It was a goofy finish.
But I loved
it. Good.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great way to finish it because I thought it kept the crowd more emotionally invested in the matchup. They thought there would be a winner, and then this whole thing is it's almost like when was it? Royal Rumble '94 when was it Bret Hart and British Bulldog were the two winners, or Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog, and they went on for 5 minutes after the match.
Yeah.
With Jack Tunney and Howard Finkel going back and forth as who actually won. That kind of stuff just grabs you, keeps you there. It's good stuff. The next match
didn't keep me there.
Was a top contenders matchup. We had number 8 versus number 10, David Hero.
Those are top contenders.
It was Kurt Angle versus D'Angelo De Niro, otherwise known as Dave
Elijah Burke.
The retirement angle made this match somewhat obvious. As you said on PWR Primetime last week, David Hero, there was no way Kurt Angle was going to lose.
See, man.
That was also for entertainment purposes only, right?
No, that one wasn't.
That's the one thing I hate about the Kurt Angle angle is he's not going to lose.
Right.
This was the predictable match of the night.
Yeah. So, Dave, you picking that match, shut up. It didn't count. Honestly.
Does that take him down to 2-9?
Yeah, man.
I don't care. In my heart, I know I won.
How do you
I'm a
know?
winner,
You
damn
don't
it.
even have a heart.
I'm a winner, damn it.
It was a good match. Was it?
It was a good match.
It wasn't special. It wasn't great. It was a good match.
You know what I didn't like?
What didn't you like?
There
were no tears.
No, there were no tears.
But in the pre-match promo.
But Pope fed into the crowd being pro-Angle.
Yeah.
He kind of was a little heelish there towards the end.
Now
I'm just
you'll
saying.
see,
Well, no.
You'll see what happens coming up this Thursday on Impact.
Say it.
What?
Well, no, that's what
Am I
happens.
not- when
Pope
you-
is
when
no
you
longer
put-
pimping.
When you
Pope
put two
is
baby faces against each
tapping.
other, it's going to happen.
No, say it with me. Pope is tapping.
Dave, how many did you get right yesterday?
Doesn't matter. I got the one right I needed to get right.
You know what? You were Heenan in this whole thing.
I could
You
get them
Heenan'd
all
it.
wrong except for that one.
You
I
got
could
them
care
all
less.
wrong.
That was the most obvious one on the
know.
card.
It doesn't make a difference. I still picked it.
Oh, my God.
Corrections. Your Heartthrob username on Twitter says it was Bret Hart and Lex Luger in the '94 Rumble finish. You're right. The Lex Express was rolling through WWE at the time.
3 tires.
You know what? Just so everyone knows, I do like TNA wrestling. There are a lot of things I do like about it. I just hated their pay-per-view last night.
That's fair.
We noticed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take your phone calls coming up in the next segment. The number 276-3776 or all over the world at 1-800-990-3776. The conversation continues in the chatmosphere at pwrshow.com. And don't forget, coming up in the second hour, our guest, ODB, speaks out for the first time since leaving TNA Wrestling, another PWR exclusive. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene?
Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Wow.
That's what he always said.
That was Damien, y'all.
Yeah, that wasn't us.
Rocky, how could you sit there and try to impersonate Hulk Hogan and then blame it on me? Really?
Wow. Don't you start with me.
We're live Monday night, July 12, 2010. Thanks for joining us.
We're doing it live.
Wherever you may be joining us, we're live on 540 ESPN. The way you said that. We're live on 540 ESPN, also ESPNMilwaukee.com and PWRshow.com. And did you know we're also on Blog Talk Radio? And by the way, can anybody guess what the number one wrestling show, the most popular wrestling show on Blog Talk Radio last week, or right now is?
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Go ahead, Rashi.
No, Dave, you guess.
Is it us?
Most popular wrestling show and the number 3 most popular sports show overall.
Wow. You can't be surprised about that.
Thank you, listen. Well, you know what? We've only been on Blog Talk Radio for about a month now, and it's
kind of like Nexus. We've taken over the show, haven't we?
We are award-winning for a reason, and we're going to give you, the fans, that reason, the opportunity to give us a call, the number 276-ESPN, 276-3776.
I can like softball. Right?
I know.
It's the pitching I can't get beyond. 1-800-990-ESPN, 1-800-993-3776. That's a lot of curling of the arm. I don't get it. Stop taking us off on tangents. Why do you do this? Just because you couldn't pick any of the winners of the pay-per-view.
Jenny Finch was on TV, I'm going to watch. I'm sorry.
The main event at TNA Victory Road last night after the Pope was defeated by Kurt Angle.
Pope is tapping.
Hey.
Who is?
Pope.
Pope?
Pope is tapping.
Damien.
Yes, sir.
You notice the quality of the match, in Dave's opinion, goes down if he picked it wrong.
Yeah. Well, he's been that way for years.
No, I said it was a good match.
Right, because you picked that one.
Exactly. Hold on, wait, hold on. And the Jay Lethal Ric Flair match was good also. No, that was a good match also.
You picked Flair in that match as well.
And Flair lost.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so,
I'm not Damien.
Listen,
I'm still 100% against you.
I'm not today.
I thought it was solid. I just wish it would have gone a different way. That's all I'm saying. They could have got more mileage out of it.
I'm just
like
saying,
they botched the main event also.
You weren't tweeting DHHS all
Oh, I did.
night.
I did last night after the Pope match. I did.
We're all kind of waiting for a surprise.
You were.
I was.
Because you still fall for it. When TNA and the word surprise are used in the same sentence, it actually creates less interest.
Yeah.
They've overdone it.
Well, that's what I was waiting for.
What more can they do? They've got Hogan. What more is there?
That's what I've been saying.
Everybody's talking about this Paul Heyman thing, which may or may not happen, but what the heck can he do? Given the current situation in TNA wrestling?
He can do a lot.
Given the current situation, working with Hogan, Bischoff, Russo?
If he has total control, yeah.
But
everyone on board.
I know, it's not going to work.
That's the thing. That's what I mean. I'm not discounting Paul Heyman. I'm just saying
somebody's going to have to leave, or they're going to have to divide this company up into hours and say you get these, the second half, you take the first. I don't know, but either they're going to have to be sterile from each other and let Hogan and Bischoff run it and Heyman run it.
Oh, Bischoff is sterile?
Username Wile E. Coyote says, I'm watching it. This is in the Chatmosphere at PWRshow.com. Username Wile E. Coyote says, I'm watching ESPN for Jenny Finch 2 right now. BSU Dude 1 says, LOL, like I was saying, if dashing Cody Rhodes wins Sunday, Walmart will dash him to the front of the toy department.
You want to know something? I was at Walmart this weekend. Cody Rhodes, $5 figure, Hornswoggle, was sold out.
Vertebreaker says DHHS is 80% cotton and 20% accurate.
Oh. Wow. Because I'm khaki? When did it become racial all of a sudden?
What?
Yeah. These people, man, there's something.
The main event at TNA Victory Road.
What pills were those that you took before the show?
Zing.
The bottle wasn't labeled. I have no idea.
It wasn't blue.
Listen, stop. Just you all, 30-second pause, please. Around everybody else in the room, 30-second pause. The main event at TNA Victory Road on pay-per-view was a four-way matchup for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, RVD, had to face three men, Ken Anderson, Jeff Hardy, and Abyss. All night long we heard about they. All night long we heard from Abyss about they. Like something involving they would happen last night. To Frank's point, Jeff Jarrett had been talking all week about a surprise, an announcement. Huge news. Dixie Carter. You won't believe who I met with today. You will soon. 3 hours or so before the pay-per-view, Jeff Jarrett clarifies his statement and says, I never said it was a big surprise. I said huge news. Now, David Hero, last month when this happened.
Fade switch. Yeah.
Last month when this happened, I attempted to give TNA the benefit of the doubt.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I was...
They're innocent?
Well, there's a trend now.
They're a corporation. They're not innocent.
There's a trend, and it's a disturbing one. But the main event saw RVD walk out still the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, as we talked about earlier. David Hero, you picked Abyss and they in that matchup. Let's give you the opportunity now to spin why that didn't happen. Jeff?
I got nothing to say. I was wrong.
All right, we got silence.
No, I mean, you know what?
49 minutes.
Listen, they screwed up there too. They invest all this time and all this money into Abyss.
Hold on, Mr. Hero.
The only guy that needed the belt in that match was the Abyss.
Okay. So, back to your point.
Uh-huh.
Why waste putting the title on Abyss on a pay-per-view when you can get 1.2 million people to see him do it on television?
Because pay-per-views are important. That's where the titles change hands.
So that's why Ric Flair should wrestle on a pay-per-view and make you order it instead of on TV,
no,
right?
I'm saying have him wrestle on
Stop.
both.
No.
You're not listening to what
you're
I'm
diminishing
saying.
Ric Flair if he's on both.
No, I'm not.
Now you need, yes, if you want to see him wrestle you, watch him on pay-per-view.
Oh, my gosh.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that. See?
You've got to look closely at that.
I know, just go.
I think Bowman just put that picture in. Like, you got to look
He's
closely
in the last row. Cody Rhodes is the last figure on the peg.
Why do people hate? He's got a digital mirror, for God's sake.
You know what?
Lordy
Look
Lord.
at all they've given him, and he still can't get over.
Oh,
now he has a digital mirror.
It's been a week.
Come on.
The Brazilian Cody Rhodes.
What's he get next week? A circus clown?
Well, Blank was on Raw tonight. You never know.
That was TNA Victory Road last night on pay-per-view. Overall, Kaz, your thoughts?
Below average. Didn't deliver, like I mentioned before, uneven, and things just aren't.
Was it worth $35?
No, it's called Victory Road, and it was no victories.
Your thoughts? Last night's pay-per-view overall.
I thought it was absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Was it?
Here's the thing. Why does Ken Anderson keep losing?
Because he's a star.
And he's the only guy that can get his heat back.
And we know this, but he's your boy, so whatever.
What do you mean
that's
my
your
boy?
concern. That's your big concern.
No, I could care less if he always loses, but loses all these big ones.
Rashi Brown?
Because he can.
Skull Crusher, Rashi Brown.
Yes,
your
sir.
thoughts on TNA's Victory Road last night?
Yeah, this will be interesting.
I'm going to go middle of the road.
Of course you would.
Exactly.
Did you send them your tape yet or no? Is that why we're middle of the
road? Wait a minute. He's not going to the Dudley Boy School.
Firstly.
Well, that's how you get into that company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just saying.
David.
You know I'm just teasing.
I'm not going to be that down. We know what they're dealing with. So you know what you were getting when you went into the game.
Lots of news.
Right? Illogical things, and why would this and why would that. So if you knew that going in, and then it still disappointed you, that's pretty bad.
It was hurtful.
But, I mean, if it's what you expected and you just wanted to see a couple things like the Jay Lethal in a tag match, it did what it was supposed to do for
I
me.
really thought they're going to have their stuff together and make it a good pay-per-view and establish guys and build stronger characters. And they didn't do any of that.
A lot of people say going into this one, this could be one worth ordering. This should be a good show. The first hour and a half,
the first
just
four
like
matches.
It never happened.
No, it was brutal.
The
first four matches are brutal.
Coming out of last night, Jay Lethal beat Ric Flair. What else happened? That's it.
Right.
I mean, really, isn't that all?
It was a road to victory.
Well, no, the machine guns finally,
No, that's true. I'll give you that. So two things happened.
Because that was the match of the night, to me. was the tag match.
When we come back, we're going to go into the phone zone. You can join us. The number 276-3776 or all over the world at 1-800-990-3776. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
540 ESPN.
Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. We're live July 12th. Damian Nelson, the Kaz, David Octavius, the Tiberius Hero, and the Skull Crusher, Rossi Brown.
Yeah. Naming all these rivers out there somewhere.
A couple of comments from the Chemisphere and from our Twitter account. This one, the interns have forced me to read.
Of course they did.
Eddie Winslow says, BP's new strategy is called Operation Dashing. They are shoving thousands of Cody Rhodes figures into the pipe hole.
And the oil just slicks on by.
How funny does that really sound if you think about it?
In the packages.
Yeah.
Bunda 713 asks a very good question. A question we talked about on the live interactive show, wrap-up show of TNA Victory Road last night, which is available at pwrshow.com. Bunda 713 says, why is no one talking about Madison's outfit?
The nude outfit?
That was the highlight of the night.
Can't disagree with that.
Can I see
It looked like she was naked.
Yeah, but she wasn't. So,
but she was.
Well, guys that, see that often, it's no big deal to us, right?
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every week.
Oh, now you're friends? You two?
Well, no, I mean, but we do
we're
have
pals.
things in common,
Yeah.
Just because yours is through visuals and TV screen and stuff, you know what I mean?
As you shake her head like D-Lo. That's the best.
No, it's my Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, okay.
I tell you. Don't grab your tie, though.
Yeah, Damien will fire you.
Oh, God.
Hey, Whitey, where's your hat?
Oh, he's my favorite.
Let's go to the phone zone. Quick phone call. Let's go out to James in Providence, Rhode Island, who wants to talk about TNA Wrestling. James, you're live on the Pro Wrestling Report.
We're done talking about TNA.
Not James.
Come on, man.
Hello?
James, you're live.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
James.
Yeah, I just want to make some comments on the pay-per-view last night.
Yes.
Overall, it was very disappointing. I was surprised that Ric Flair actually lost clean, and they just scrapped that whole month that they had with Black Machismo. The whole segment, they just squashed it. And I like the fact that they had Desmond Wolf participate in matches. I actually wish that he did it in all of the Fortune's matches,
Mm-hmm.
including that he should have helped Ric Flair and his go over. That would have been good to see.
Okay.
And I want to comment on the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
I personally think the reason why this didn't win was because I don't think he's established as a superstar to the whole fan base of wrestlers. I think that the TNA, just the fans from TNA know him, but on a worldwide scale, he's really new to the older viewers,
Yeah.
As far as RVD, who beat John Cena back in WWE, he's more known, and I think that they're waiting for they're waiting for the match between RVD against what's his name against
James, we're running out of time. Real quick, I just want to ask one question. Was it worth $35 TNA Victory Road last night?
No, actually it wasn't. I still think the number one pay-per-view for TNA is still locked down.
Thank you for calling in, James, out in Providence, Rhode Island. We'll be back with Hour 2 of the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
.540 ESPN. Celebrating 12 years on the air and voted 2009 Broadcast Show of the Year. This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN. We're live Monday night, July 12, 2010.
Doing it live.
Our guest in just a little while is former TNA Knockout ODB. She's going to have a lot to say about her choice to leave TNA Wrestling, and how that all went down.
I'm really proud of you. You've come a long way.
I do what's right for business. I went to Vince McMahon's seminars, and I do what's best for business.
You've changed, but wow.
Ross, you remember when you let her beat me up?
Yeah, she barged in the studio.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
See, you know what? I get no respect.
Well, the way you ran off and you pouted.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the first one to give it to you.
Yeah. And you drove off in your Jeep?
Classy. At least
Freddie Blassie was classy.
I can walk out of here right now.
All right. And nobody would stop you.
You guys need a soda or anything?
I want a Fresca.
Fresca?
Bunda, 713 on PWR's Twitter account. Reference TNA Victory Road. $35. 99% of the world free streamed Victory Road.
I wish Cal would have found that stream.
Speaking of Cal, don't you have a big announcement to make about Cal? Cal Hero?
What?
Not really, no.
Oh, you don't, do you?
He's punished.
That's a good day.
Cal's been acting up.
You don't believe in individualism?
Not at all. No. Not until you're 18.
It's crusherism. Yep.
WWE Raw
You know what?
tonight.
You know what? Okay, fine. You want me to say it? But I'm going to explain it first of all.
Oh, here we go.
Cal.
No, you're going to not explain it. You're going to spin it. You're going to spin it.
No, I'm going to explain it so people understand.
See, that's the way you would like them to.
That's the problem with the world today. People don't take time to explain things, and that's where there's miscommunication.
That's called backtracking and digging out of a hole.
No. For some reason, Cal likes the new Dashing Cody Rhodes deal.
It's how you look. Let's back up. For some reason.
So I looked at him. I'm like, hey. I go, you're grounded. 6 months. And he's like, no, Dad. Here's why. He said, because all of the divas voted him the sexiest and best-looking guy. So that's me. I'm handsome, so I'll be dashing also. That's why. So he has a reason for it. I just didn't like it. I says, Cal, we don't say the 4-letter word in this household.
I thought there were 2 4-letter words.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
Cody.
Yeah.
And
Pope.
Oh, God.
No more 4-letter words.
And hope. There's no hope in it.
No hope in it. Is the tide ever going to change?
I want Cal to have the Pope and Cody Rhodes as his role models. Come on.
Is the tide ever going to change?
Absolutely me. I'm a superhero, damn it.
I'm not even going to ask the question. We're going to talk about Raw. David Hero, 30. 3 hours.
No, there's 2 hours at Hero.
No.
Get it
Russell
right,
Cage 85. Darren Young can't compete this week, but Cena gets annihilated every week and can compete the following week, no problem. Something's wrong with this picture, isn't there?
No. You didn't know that Cena has, like, quadruple tendons and ligaments everywhere, so he can take the beat down of about 6 guys.
Absolutely. What impact would kryptonite have on John Cena?
It would knock him unconscious.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Cena use kryptonite for mouthwash.
Spit it out.
Wow. Thanks, pal.
I think you
really?
spit it on Superman, if I'm not mistaken.
Wade Barrett.
Damien, is this the show I send to the Smithsonian? Or?
Yeah. Make sure they bury it.
Like you're doing
right next to the Ark of the Covenant, right, Dave?
Yeah. Well, no, next to the Nexus angle.
Speaking of Nexus, Wade Barrett continues to tease who the higher power is, who they're answering to, who their mission is for. A lot of people speculating. Not just who the GM is, but who's behind Nexus. Names such as John Cena, Jim Ross, Vince McMahon, and, of course, Triple H.
I'm sorry. I know who it is now.
Who that?
We have gone through every person in being.
You're going to say doink, aren't you?
No. It is a man that is so despicable, you've never seen his face.
They're sitting right here. We can look right at him.
No, wow. Even more so. Dr. Claw.
Aaron Von Rattler.
No, Dr. Black is the guy in charge of the...
No, Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Wow. I'm so glad you explained that, because I had no clue what you were talking about.
I thought you were going for like Cobra Commander or somebody like that.
Hey. Let's not speak bad about Cobra Commander.
That'd be great if he was.
Best villain ever. But who do you guys think it is? Obviously, Dr. Claw, David Hero. You care to,
you know what?
for entertainment purposes at least?
Let it be John Cena. That'd be kind of fun.
You know what? I honestly think that I have not heard a buzz about this in a couple weeks. I don't really think people care.
They do. The
you know who
we've been
cares
getting.
are the little kids that care. That's it.
It's Shane McMahon.
But what difference does
he just invested in a fencing and golfing.
What difference does it make who the GM is? They're already carrying out their agenda, right? So just because you put a face on it, what?
That GM's he's gonna be pissed because the whole monitor got knocked over today. The whole laptop.
There should be heavy fine.
I agree.
Alicia Fox defeats Gail Kim on Raw, and then the GM emails an announcement that Eve will get a rematch this Sunday at WWE Money.
I don't like that.
What don't you like about it?
I just don't like it.
That was so.
We're going to predict Money in the Bank this week on PWR Prime Time.
I might be taking this week off.
No. You're contractually obligated. You have to do your 50 days a year.
All right.
Alicia Fox beats Gail Kim. No pop from Hero.
I'm torn because I love Gail too. It's like, come on.
I will say this: Gail Kim comes out. I hear the music. I'm like, oh, who is that? Because it's been so long since we've heard her theme music.
I have it on loop in the CD in my car.
Hold on, David.
Yeah.
Who did she really beat?
What do you mean?
She beat Gail Kim, right?
Yeah.
And what did you say about Gail Kim about a month or two ago?
Was it on air or off air? I don't remember.
It's on the record.
I don't remember. What did I say?
I don't know. Like she was a nobody?
I never said that.
Oh, yes, you did.
About who?
Have I ever said Gail Kim is a nobody?
Because, yeah.
No. What you have
over there
said,
to make
though,
the girls
is...
look good. You said, let's face it, she's never going to be
Well, yeah, I said that because they're never going to push her because she's Asian.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Really?
Absolutely. It's the truth. It's politics in that office.
No.
Wow. Okay, besides Mr. Fuji, when was the last time anybody
had
a push?
We can go
just
all
because Nexus beat up Yoshi Tatsu tonight.
We don't have to go.
Another example.
And John Morrison. And Evan Bourne.
Okay.
Really, I cannot believe you just drove down that street and walked in the house.
That was crazy.
I can't believe you just did that.
I can't even comment on it.
Honestly.
It's the truth.
No, man.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. You can't
Joe
just
Pesci over here.
Hold on a second.
You can't just admit that on the air, man. That's no way.
No, I can. That's why. Yeah.
Well, then there's so many other things.
Wait. The GM just emailed me.
No.
It is time to move on. It is time to move on.
I have an announcement to make.
We've got to move on. Got to talk. We got a lot to talk about. ODB's on in about 18 minutes.
We'll ask ODB her thoughts on the whole thing.
Fish, we have to do one thing. We have to make sure ODB knows that we are broadcast on 540 ESPN. And
that we only have a 12-second delay?
Right. Wow, where'd the other 5 come from? Oh, when Roski joined the show, right?
Hey.
What?
Wow. Why?
Oh, that's too wow. He's trying to turn that heat you just got on me about you.
What does that mean, Damien?
You speak the truth. You speak your mind. You tell it like it is.
Sure. And I can't do it without cursing?
I didn't say there was a problem. We fixed it.
Are you saying he's angry?
I am not. I can't argue with you without my glasses on.
You're making sure I don't mess up.
Thing.
See? There we go.
So he has no faith in the other brother in the studio.
I guess not. That's hurtful.
I guess there is only room for one in here, right? I'll leave.
Can you get me a Coke on the way out?
Yes, Mr. Hero.
Florence Henderson, the 76-year-old Florence Henderson.
All right.
Now, she looks good, doesn't she?
76. I am not
plastic surgery
at
does
all
a job.
convinced that the online encyclopedia, Wikipedia,
that's correct,
was right.
No, it's right.
Correct. I hear they're always right.
She's had
not always right.
Born in 1934, 76 years old.
But this is the deal, Damien. And if
sounds
what
like
if
here we go.
What
That's
if
why we got the extra 5.
Everybody wants to say blah 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 this and that and the new this and new that. Who are they? What's their demographic with Florence Henderson? The 12-year-old kids that you all are talking about every week again?
They don't know the pretty much.
Exactly. Not even anybody in their 30s and 40s were even there for the first runs of it. So you come on and tell me what's the demographic here? People that said I'm a hater.
You are a hater, dude.
Well, I know that, but
that's you.
Do you have a book? Is she on a show coming up soon, or
she promoted nothing? I was entertained by those segments with Florence Henderson.
I know, but for a 7-year-old kid to say, "Daddy, who's this lady?"
I think they thought she was Linda McMahon.
And you know what the funny thing is? The daddy of the 7-year-old kid, he has no idea who she is either.
I know, because he's too young.
Uh-huh.
She sells olive oil. Weston.
I'll have a bottle. A comment from one of our Twitter followers, Xtrifex, says, the Hidden Raw GM, Megatron, and the Nexus 7 will combine to form Voltron. Look what you started, Rashi. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
540 ESPN Text Club members get the breaking news on the Packers, Brewers, Badgers, and Bucks. Sign up today at ESPNMilwaukee.com.
540 ESPN. I can't think of more fitting music as during the break, Al Sharpton joined us. And
I'm sorry,
Rashi and
Damien, you can crawl back into your bag.
What bag? I don't get it. I don't get it. Can I at least be in on the joke?
Isn't this Jake the Snake Roberts music?
Oh, that bag!
Yeah.
That was spelled differently.
I'm good, man.
You know, best DDT
we've
ever?
got Inspector
Best
Gadget
ever?
and another bag.
I agree with that. Best DDT ever.
Oh, no.
Jake.
When he did it to who? Best DDT spell ever.
Ricky the Dragon.
Ricky the Dragon
On a
Rashi
concrete
Brown?
floor.
Rashi Brown?
I don't know.
Frank Constantino the
about
Cottage?
it. He's done so many.
Mr. Fuji! To Dave Harrell's point earlier.
See what I mean? I gotta pick on Mr. Fuji.
I'm not picking on Mr. Fuji. I just gave him credit for selling the DDT better than anyone I'd ever seen sell it.
Damien, the guy is a Hall of Famer.
His hat never came off. He got DDT, and he laid there humping the ring selling it, and his hat never came off.
Humping the ring,
We have to
selling
find
it?
that clip and put it on the website.
Yeah, we do.
It
I
was
wanna
Velcro
see
to his head.
It was vintage.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yokozuna wasn't. Let me just say that.
He was Samoan.
Let's go to the phones. That's probably the safest thing to do right now.
Maybe.
Let's go down to Orlando,
finger on the
Florida.
button right now.
We're going to go to Orlando, Florida. Glenn, you're live on the Pro Wrestling Report. I want to talk a little bit about WWE Raw tonight.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Glenn.
I gotta point out that they used Sheamus the right way today and didn't have him on the show as a champion until the end of the show. Now, if you don't realize, they pushed Randy Orton the most out of all the Money in the Bank participants. Do you think that's an indication of Randy Orton possibly winning?
Randy Orton, huge tonight, Glenn. Thank you for that call. Randy Orton, huge tonight. How could we not have even mentioned that RKO off the top rope on Evan Bourne as Evan Bourne was going for the Shooting Stars?
That was
awesome.
RKO of the ever.
That was a move of the...
And credit Evan Bourne to make that happen.
The
timing was perfect.
Absolutely perfect. And Randy Orton certainly pressed as the strongest of the group in the Money in the Bank matchup.
Well,
tonight.
he is. He's the biggest star in the match.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that call, Glenn, down in Orlando, Florida. You guys can join us on the phone lines. The number is 276-ESPN or all over the world at 1-800-990-ESPN.
You're flustered, aren't you?
No. I was just finding my place here.
You know your place. It's in the kitchen.
You're angry, aren't you?
No, I think he's hungry.
What did you all? Are you all? Is it collusion? Did you pick to take our one heel roll, and you want to take our two heel roll from now on?
Hey, the show's almost over. I'm feeling good. I can't go home angry.
All this and still to come.
Mm-hmm.
ODB.
Talk about them.
Have you confirmed? We're waiting for ODB to get off an airplane.
Yeah, she's on her way back from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Lordy Lord.
Boy, I bet she's been drinking on that
probably
flight.
had a few in her.
Drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was in first class.
Frank.
Yes.
Constantino.
I'm going to try and save this right now. You're going to ask me to save this right now?
All right. Says 6-on-1 against John Cena. John Cena loses in that matchup. You two are on. You've got a 5-minute suspension. You two. Kaz.
This is where my contract comes in of saving the show.
Yes,
right?
thank you.
6-on-1 for
6-on-1 against John Cena. John Cena is Superman.
Yes.
Again, but not quite all the way as he actually loses. But then Sheamus comes out
with
to
the
help
chair.
Cena make the save against Nexus.
With the chair that he drops about halfway through when he gets into the ring. And then the show goes off the air. So what we see...
Is this on?
It is now.
Yeah, excuse me while I finish my veal dinner over here. We're done talking about Raw. I need a commitment from Rossi and David to stop with the jokes, to stop with the. You two have been vicious tonight. Vicious. That's all I'm
Not
saying.
vintage. Vicious.
WWE Money in the Bank this Sunday on pay-per-view. 2 big matches I want to talk about here on this program at least and see how much more time we have to get to the rest. And keep in mind, on primetime this Friday night, we are going to give a full preview of WWE Money in the Bank. David Hero, you'll have an opportunity for redemption. You can sing your redemption song this Sunday.
What's the name of a pay-per-view?
Chris Jericho's show on VH1. Money in the Bank on the Raw side of things, as we talked about with the caller a moment ago, Glenn from Orlando, the participants are as follows. We learned who the other participant replacing R-Truth would be tonight, and that was, of course, Mark Henry. Joining him.
Wait a minute, why did they do that? They had to, take out
the
a black
Miz
guy
took out
and put in a
R-Truth,
black
and
guy?
keep in mind, the Miz...
Is that what you're saying, Dave?
I'm just laughing. I'm not saying nothing.
The Miz may have also taken out Mark Henry tonight, but that was left sort of unanswered. But joining in the Raw side of things, Randy Orton, Edge, John Morrison, Evan Bourne, Ted DiBiase, Chris Jericho, The Miz, and as we said before, Mark Henry. This match actually looks a little weaker than the match on the SmackDown side of things. But, gentlemen, let's go around the room, starting with you, Kaz. Your thoughts on that matchup. Who will shine in that match, and who do you think will walk out with the Money in the Bank briefcase and a title opportunity on the Raw side of things in the next 12 months?
It will be Mr. Randy Orton. He will, and tonight kind of proved it. That he did come out being stronger of the 7 or 8 or whatever it is now.
And he's going to be the star of the match, too, in your opinion?
I believe he will be the star of the match, win this thing, and have a championship opportunity.
Or maybe they're just making you think he's going to win and let Evan Bourne.
What do they call that?
A swerve?
Swerve. A misdirection?
Swerve.
Counter?
I think it could be interesting.
Swerve.
I mean, Orton's the favorite, and it's the safe bet to make for entertainment purposes only. But I'm going to stick with Evan Bourne.
Evan Bourne, the star for sure in that matchup, in your opinion, and the winner.
Down. Absolutely.
Have a chance for the
Here's what's
champion.
interesting about these matches and this match concept is you got a year to figure it out. I mean, look, remember
Do you
after the
honestly
first one?
think they'll wait that long?
They waited 10 months the first time when Ed won it, which made it awesome. Made it awesome because you weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Rashi Brown, your thoughts on this, the Raw side of things for Money in the Bank?
Gonna have to agree with my tag team partner Animal over here and go with Evan Bourne.
Evan Bourne to win it. Bourne, Orton.
Yep.
All right. Well, the SmackDown side of things.
What's yours?
I don't do that.
He never picks.
The SmackDown side of things.
He's afraid of committing to something.
Has the following participants. The Big Show, Matt Hardy, Christian, Kofi Kingston, Kane, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Cody Rhodes.
My God.
Rashi Brown, your thoughts on that matchup. Who will shine, who will be the star, and who will win it?
Oh, my God. Can you give me those names again? All right. In a perfect world, everything being even, I would love for Cody to win this legitimately.
But? Or no.
David Hero?
But I don't think he will.
Wait, what was I in the last pay-per-view? What did I pick? I was, 2 for 7?
2 for 9.
Then I'll pick Cody Rhodes. I don't mind being wrong.
Kaz.
I think Kofi Kingston shines.
Boom, boom, boom.
But
I think Christian shines. but yeah.
Man, it's all leaning towards Cody Rhodes, and it bothers me. I'm going to take Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
It's so weird, ain't it?
I'm going to take Cody Rhodes. It's leaning towards him, and it's just weird to say it.
Wait, did three of you just pick Cody Rhodes?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and streaming live at ESPNMilwaukee.com. We're live Monday night, July 12, 2010. Damian Nelson here sitting with the Skull Crusher, Rashi Brown.
I'm not the Scorpion.
The Scorpion King.
David Hero and Frank Cosentino, the Cause, and we've been talking about it all night. Well, the time is now. Another Pro Wrestling Report exclusive. Her first interview, her first words publicly since departing TNA Wrestling. Welcome, ODB, to the Pro Wrestling Report.
What's up, boys?
What up, girl?
How was your flight?
It was great. I legit just walked off my flight. I was in Puerto Rico for the WWC shows. Had a good time. Still probably a little drunk, but had a great time.
Well, you got to have fun.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
ODB, let's cut right to the chase. We know you're pressed for time, obviously, in the airport there, but tell the world the story. What were the circumstances surrounding you leaving TNA Wrestling? A lot of people saying TNA let you go. A lot of people saying you asked for your release. You obviously know the whole story. Let's share it with the world.
Yes, I do, because I was there. Well, I wasn't happy there for a while, and I promised myself in this business, especially when I wasn't happy, it's time to, leave the situation you're in and, just go on and do other things, and it was time for me to part ways. It took a while, it's a big decision, when you finally make it somewhere, but wasn't getting used a lot and wasn't getting paid, so, and then I just called them up and I said, I think it's time that we, part ways. It took a while, they kept saying, let's work it out, but I'm like, you know what, I'm not happy, and I don't think I would give a good, if you're not happy somewhere, it's your performance, obviously, looks like you're not happy.
Yeah.
So, and I knew it, the past, even when I did house shows last house shows back in May, I just had that gut feeling that was going to be my last set.
Mm-hmm.
But
did things get better or worse when Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff came into TNA?
Honestly, I liked them both. I've had beers with them both and sat down and chit-chatted and pitched ideas and, but I didn't really get a chance to work with them, a lot since I wasn't there. But, I do wish the company good luck and everything.
Is it safe to say that the knockout division has taken another hit? First, Gail Kim leaves. Then Roxy comes in and she's gone. You leave. Tara's gone.
Sort of.
Well, sort of. There's rumors that she's now back with the company, but, the ones that, the heart and the soul of the knockouts division, they're not there anymore. Now it's pretty much 4 non-blondes.
Well, no, I believe, the knockouts, man, we put women's wrestling on the map when all of us came, and we all were so different, and that's what people were, just refreshed about, you put us all in the ring, you could tell all of us apart, It's just, Gail left, kind of put a damper on some people, but then, me and Kong stepped it up and changed women's wrestling, and a lot of people that started leaving, when he got rid of Salinas and Tracy Brooks departed, Raisha Saeed, Roxy, then Kong, Tara, then me, and it's a little different now.
And speaking of different, we've heard a lot of speculation out there about the different way the knockouts are treated, not just in general, but as it pertains to pay, compared to the male talents. What can you say about that?
I think just overall in wrestling, women aren't treated like the men are. It's a men's sport, and we all know this. And I think, women in wrestling, I think, can make more money in different areas. You can go out and do other things, with, if you get endorsements or if you do Playboy or whatever, Hustler, whatever you want to do. I'm still shooting for Hustler. Make my dad proud.
Who was when you were in TNA wrestling? Who was the favorite person? Who did you enjoy working with most? Who was your preferred person on the other side of the ring in TNA?
Actually, I enjoyed working with all the knockouts because it just said I had fun with all the girls, but I think some of my favorite matches were with Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a great person overall, and it just, I think, we kind of gave him that look, like the whole Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan kind of feud, I wish our feud would have went longer.
Well,
but
the circumstances by which she left the company somewhat similar to yours, from what we understand. She wanted out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What sign is that, though? What does that show when you have these knockouts? And TNA did a very good job for a very long time in focusing on the knockouts being different from the divas in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, something changed. And
that was the whole point. So I remember doing, a couple years ago with Spike TV, did a whole thing on the knockouts with commercials airing, no pillow fights here, no bra and panties, screw that. And I remember doing that commercial saying screw that, and that, yes, I did make a comment about when the knockouts did a leather and lace feather match, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a comment because I'm not, I am who I am. I'm what you see on TV, that's what you get in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, we kind of went back on our word. We're the knockouts,
And
we're different, and we're not Barbie dolls, we're not models,
You never see a diva with a mistletoe around her waist. I know I talk about that every time you're on, but
you love the mistletoe, don't you?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna find no one doing that.
Did you watch any? Have you watched any TNA since you've?
Actually, no, I haven't. Well, I've been so busy lately. Let's change the subject there. I'm more busy now than I have been since I've been with TNA, which is pretty cool. I just. When I was in Trinidad, yeah, I was in Trinidad last weekend, Puerto Rico this weekend, and just kind of picking and choosing my indies, and having fun, making money.
And last time we talked to you, you told us about some of the other things you're looking at getting into doing. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
I'm actually I'm getting into the whole acting scene. I've done a couple just independent movies. And just, I really want to get into that. I can see myself, maybe being on a little sitcom or use my voice, because I think I have a very, unique voice.
Yeah.
When people hear me, they pretty much know it's me. So I would love to, do, maybe make a cartoon.
And then have ice cream bars.
Yeah.
ODB ice cream bars. If it's anything like the ODB angle segments that we saw, specifically the one you did with Charmel,
that's my favorite one.
And then the one you did with Magnus, I think it was. Just classic stuff. And then those just stopped abruptly. What happened with that?
Yeah, good. I guess I got pulled off the air.
That's because they were getting over.
Good. Yeah.
I guess I got the ratings down in that segment.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Because I pitched that idea, and I loved, what was it called, ODB's angle, and the trash talking towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Those were just fun because we just went with them, So me and Charmel's one was my favorite one. That was my first one, and we just had a blast.
That was great. It was perfect. It really was. Some lemon juice on there or something to sit out. That's what she said to her. Question for you from our chat room at our website. The question is, and I'll rephrase it because they put it a little harshly, but when you were paired with Cody Deaner, what were your thoughts on
four-letter word again?
What were your thoughts on that whole situation?
I had fun with him. Kind of because I was leaving the knockout division a little bit and trying new things, and then we did the whole date thing, and then I actually became his valet, and I wasn't wrestling for a while, which I didn't like, but
right.
I saved my body, and we had fun, and then we did. I really enjoyed doing the training with them. When we went out the field and we were four-wheeling and getting them ready, and they kind of just stopped. I wish we could have. I actually was pushing for a wedding for me and him.
Yes.
And he wanted to do it too.
That could have been a month-long series.
And actually make the wedding happen because
the
it always
bachelor
gets
party.
interrupted.
The bachelorette party.
Yeah, there you go.
The wedding, and then the reception.
I would love to see your bachelorette party.
I wore the pants in that relationship. He was a little bitch.
Well, ODB, people can also follow you on Twitter, I believe, correct?
That's me, yep.
At one Dirty Biatch. And today, earlier, you posted you were going to do 3 things on the plane. Did you accomplish any of your goals?
Yeah, my ass don't fit in the airplane bathroom.
Not even the one in first class.
No, they're even smaller.
The question that's out there, a lot of people making that always made assumption. Somebody leaves TNA, somebody leaves WWE, they're automatically going to the other company. Have you been, or will you be, or do you plan to enter discussions with World Wrestling Entertainment?
All I gotta say is I'm not done wrestling. I've only been on TV for almost 3 years now, and I just started my career, and I'm gonna have to change up, PG my ass up,
It's gonna take a little bit of work.
Maybe hold off on the BAMs and maybe put the flask away for a little bit, but
yeah, the BAMs aren't gonna work up in New York.
No, and I think the flask might have to go too.
Yeah.
Maybe get some milk.
There you go.
Milk.
But my wrestling career's not over. It's just starting. So
now,
you never know where you're gonna find me.
You were in Ohio Valley Wrestling for a time as well, too, right?
Yeah, I wasn't under contract. I was just there for 2 years on my own.
Okay.
Oh, and I actually worked with basically all the girls that you see in WWE right now. I worked with all of them. I enjoyed working all of them.
Al Snow's prized pupil, the ODB.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, ODB, thank you very much for the time, especially given your travel schedule. Best of luck to you. We look forward to seeing you again. However, hopefully, I'm glad we've cleared things up from when you threw me off the set for our show the other week.
Yeah, that's right.
But we'll have to have you on again sometimes here on the Pro Wrestling Report. Best of luck to you, and we look forward to talking to you soon. And that is ODB on Twitter. You can go ahead and go to pwrshow.com to find ODB on Twitter. And have a great night.
All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
Thanks, Odie.
Thanks for joining us. ODB. Her Twitter name is that.
She's a sweetheart.
She cleared it up.
She is a very, I think
cleared it up.
She
didn't blow up any bridges.
No.
She didn't. She said in the interview, though, that her character is her. And, David, you spent more time knowing her than any of us have. But the times that we have spent with her, she is ODB 24/7.
Yeah, she's just, when she's on TV, it's turned up about maybe 10 notches.
I think it's turned down a notch.
Well, it all depends on the setting she's in. But no,
very true.
That's her. You know,
and we've talked about that for so long. The best characters in wrestling, if you go down the list, weren't characters. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Vintage fish.
Why so loud?
Emphasis.
That hurts my ears.
Bite, son.
Man, it's on my coffee break, man.
We didn't see it, but we heard that apparently the WWE has a new signature open that does not include JR anymore and The Rock. However, on this Raw tonight...
Whoa, The Rock is out of it now,
that's
too?
what people are saying. Them out there.
He's part of the past.
He's Hawaiian, right?
It's close.
It is close.
It's really close.
But tonight during Raw, during the Money in the Bank stuff, we saw many or heard many times JR's voice, and when you hear that, all you can think about is how
You're
good
the only
it
one.
isn't anymore. You didn't like JR?
You're the only one.
No, we're not saying that, man, but...
I'm not the only one.
We're not sentimental like that.
No, I am.
Evolve.
I'm not sure I know how to.
I understand your pain.
It's not pain until they put it back at you.
I know. So it's
that's the thing.
That's just like...
I don't watch it every week saying I wish
like
JR was
somebody
here.
throwing up a Midnight Express promo.
I'd love to see them still
Exactly. I get tears in my eyes.
By the way,
can't come back, but you want it. You just got to let go, though.
As you mentioned that, apparently Bobby Eaton hospitalized recently. I'm not sure the specifics behind it. But
Fluid
of course
around his heart and lungs.
Do wish him the best. That is a serious
He's
condition.
recovering.
Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
One of the good guys.
Yeah, for the Midnight Express with the
Sweet Stan Lane.
Who was the original one?
Dennis
Loverboy
Condrey.
Yes, Dennis Condrey. And their manager, James E. Cornette.
Absolutely.
Ravishing Randy Rose.
Got a couple of emails from some people out there in the world looking and watching Raw tonight. This one comes from Marty McFly. And I quote,
"Hello, McFly.
Your shoes untied."
Now, Roddy Piper references, quote unquote, just when you think you know the answers, I change the questions. What's next? I've wined and dined with kings and queens. I've slept in alleyways and dined on pork and beans. The E needs to stop with this nonsense, and if they really want us to care about who the GM might be, they need to put more understanding in the fact that most of us will really give a damn when they stop all the bull. What turns most of us off is the perception of fans being robots, a.k.a. stupid. Just name a general manager and let the storyline play out.
You know what's killed the whole GM thing already? No one likes the email general manager.
I know.
So when they announce who it is, like, this is the guy that's been,
right,
beeping us and dimming the lights the whole time.
But it's even just saying that I've received an email. What email place has delivery?
I know.
Delivery was
it rigs the whole building to flicker.
Well, they can do that. They
should have called it. I just got an instant
pyro.
message from somebody. That makes more sense than an email or tweeting.
Yeah.
Michael Cole's delivery was very different tonight, though. He at one point said, "Excuse me," and then it was, "Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention,
stop.
please?"
Everyone needs to quit nitpicking how Michael Cole reads an email.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. That might be a little hint or clue.
No, it's not. It's not a hint or a
I
clue.
don't know. I'm trying to take up for those guys.
Don't do that.
Okay, I'll stop.
Be yourself, baby.
It's hour 2.
I'll stop.
Yeah.
Another
anyway,
email.
like the email. I didn't have to say anything. Right there. They treat us like we're stupid.
Another email from Matt in Canada about tonight's Raw. I just want to comment on Raw. Sometimes I just don't understand WWE. They go PG and try to market for the kids and the families. As the weeks go on, and particularly tonight, I feel like Raw is nothing more than a variety show rather than any form of wrestling.
Thank you.
They bring in Florence Henderson from the Brady Bunch, followed by a horrible quote-unquote match. How is Florence relatable or marketable to the kids? They wouldn't know who they are in the first place. The guest host is nothing more than a money grab and a segment filler, and it's annoying when you have to put up with this, rather than putting on quality programming. I guess it's my fault for being in my mid-20s and should be changing the
no, it's
channel.
your parents' fault, really.
And should be changing the channel to TNA or something else. Your thoughts on Raw, guest hosts, and Raw as a variety show rather than the war zone. Here's the thing to that, and thank you for that email, Matt from Canada. Even during the quote-unquote Attitude Era, Raw was a variety show.
No.
He had skits.
This man
Oh, boy.
is probably one of the smartest men on planet Earth.
Man in
because
Ontario, Canada?
He hit every point exactly, and he's not even in my age category. This guy's a decade or more or less, but probably more, younger than me, and he has the same sentiments that I do. It's just crazy. It's Thank you, sir, for the fine email.
You know what it is that they probably went to the office, and they asked everyone write down on a sheet of paper who they want to be a mystery GM.
Exactly.
Put it in a hat.
They went through
Put
the
it in
office.
JBL's hat. JR's
And
hat.
I'm sure that,
They went through the office.
one of the person won the lottery that week, and they got to pick who they wanted.
Or if she was told months or years ago that she would have some kind of availability on that program, and they had to get it done,
No.
and they do it in the summer.
Someone had a crush on her. That's why they brought her in.
This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN, streaming live
Mae
at
Young was booked.
ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Start the day with Mike and Mike, mornings at 5 a.m. Get Milwaukee sports all day long on 540 ESPN.
I think this is for you, Rashi.
You need counseling.
What do you mean?
You need counseling.
Every week I have
You
therapy.
need sensitivity
What's
training.
for me, Dave?
This is
Welcome
for
back
you.
to the
It wasn't
award-winning
for me.
Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Frank, you're bobbing your head like yeah over there.
I think this was for Frank.
Yeah, Frank is jamming over here.
I've never seen
I see
so
you
much
bobbing your head.
offbeat rhythm in my life.
That's right.
Frank, you going to be here next week?
Wow.
I'll be in Shytown.
Thanks,
You
Frank.
got less dates in your contract than Hero. What are you? You're at 12 now, right? 12 a year?
What do you mean less? I'm always here.
I said Frank has less than you.
Yeah, I'm overbooked.
He has less than you.
Mm-hmm.
You're over what?
Overbooked.
Did you say rated? Booked?
Well, we don't mind seeing less of you.
Wow, overrated. That's hurtful.
Before we took that time out, we got a few more minutes here. I still think that there were times during the quote. No, let me go here. Maybe we'll talk about that in prime time. No. Let's go here. We talk so much about PG. People talk so much about WWE being PG. WWE had long been PG, and people were fine. Was it the Attitude Era that made the ability to revert back to family-friendly-ish programming? Was that what killed it? They once they went there, they can't go back?
No.
Or what is it? Because
was,
everyone seems to be harking on that fact that WWE is PG, thus sucks.
That's not what killed it. What killed it was the removal of gimmicks and
Salvatore Sincere?
And no, not even that extreme, but like The Godfather or D'Lo Brown or the Truth Commission, anything.
The Truth Commission.
Honestly, man.
The oddities.
You took the personalities and you gave us these bland, everyday, normal guys that don't have any imagination. Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was a everyday normal guy, wasn't he?
No, he was. Get out of here,
rebellious,
man.
beating up the boss.
He was ahead of his time. What are you talking about? Which gimmick? Stone Cold?
The Ringmaster?
No, he wasn't an average, ordinary guy. I'm talking about a guy without. He has personality.
So wait, you prefer gimmicks?
I prefer.
Well, wait,
I
he's
prefer
set
gimmick,
you up here. You watch how
substance,
you answer
and
this
personality
question.
over a guy whose name is Joe Johnson, and then that's his gimmick when he debuts on Raw as Joe Johnson. And then what does Joe Johnson do? Oh, he's in Nexus.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, thank you. That's my point.
Is Mark Henry out of Money in the Bank this Sunday?
Does it make a difference?
Well, it does, because remember what you said a couple weeks ago. Wade Barrett would end up in that matchup. And that wasn't for entertainment purposes only.
I think a Nexus guy should be in there. Absolutely.
I think Henry's out. Let me go to the reputable WWE.com.
Ran into the
live update.
You know, I'm still torn. I may not go with Cody Rhodes on Sunday.
No. Well, okay.
I still got prime time to make my official pick.
No.
I got to call.
If you make it that far.
Picks. How much time do you spend laying in the bed at night writing down all the spinning you're going to do?
I'm not writing in bed.
He's reading.
So you'll pick somebody else. You'll pick somebody else. Cody Rhodes will win, and then
we want to thank our guest tonight, ODB,
and
another Pro Wrestling Report
Cody Rhodes in bed either. What the hell is that, Frank?
Another Pro Wrestling Report exclusive, ODB. Be sure to check out our special edition available now. The $1 Million Stars, our July special edition, on PWRshow.com on demand.
What the hell are you doing? Put that away.
This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.